So, no matter how high my spirits are, let's say, in my own house and company, okay, what I mean by high spirits, just feeling the meaning, the purpose, the value, the adventure, the connectedness, the depth, the richness, the mystery of life, of being, okay, and just that. And no matter how much of high spirit I may be in, it really only takes me to often just leave my house and go into the world, the outside world, where 9 out of 10 times it gets the better of me, okay? This is a skill that I've been trying to learn for I don't know how long, that it doesn't get the better of me. That it doesn't pull me in and suck me in and despair me in some way or another. And remind me at the same time of what a battle it has been. And also to remind me how different or unrelated, it's not unrelatable, but how far, not even foreign because I know it, but how unappealing it is to me, or how different it is to me, how it's just like how I'm saying people, okay, a lot of people, okay, not everybody, but a lot of people, like there's just it's like we're both human beings, right? But yet I feel that it's almost like a different species, in a way. Not almost like a different species, it's not that, it's just, sometimes I feel like some people are the walking dead. Sometimes I just feel that there's absolutely no spirit, there's no energy, there's no life in some people that I come across, and a lot of people. And not only that, but when I look at the world and how it's been fabricated and developed and what it is about, it's got no soul. It's got no integrity about it whatsoever, right? It's so dishonorable. There's many examples I can give you, but I mean, one of them is that, there's elections coming up next month for this country, and you see all the potential presidential candidates on the posters with their smiling faces, and you can see that they are the biggest clowns. Each one of them, it's so pathetic, and they've covered every single poster in like a 10 kilometer, 15 kilometer, doesn't matter how far you go. They've all just covered every single street pole with all their posters. All of them smiling faces and like vote for me, and you can see they're such snakes. They're such clowns. It's like, vote for you to run this country, and it's like, and that's every single street pole. It's remarkable. And whose money is going into these boards? So I mean, just that's one example. Another example for me today was that I do metal detecting. I've gotten into metal detecting now that I live close by the ocean. And I go on the beach sand and I try and I find a few coins and whatever it is. And I'm trying to get better at it, but it's taking time. And one of the beaches that I visit is about a 15-20 minute drive from where I stay. And when I get to the place, okay, it's sort of a beach promenade. It's a long promenade, about 4 or 5 kilometers. Maybe not that long, maybe 3.5, whatever, okay. And every third person is somebody who's homeless, or a street kid, or man, or child, or not so much children, but more men. Few women. And just guys wearing, I mean, most of them have just lost their minds, but the worst of the worst, like, I'm thinking just to take photos, not directly of them, but just to show you folk out there what I'm talking about, and how many there are, and how bad. And I'm saying how it's not like it's huge, it's in huge amounts, because here in Durban the weather is warm pretty much all year round, so a lot of homeless people move to Durban and they live like next to the beaches and things like that. And so you see them, and you'll see them sometimes sitting like on a wall, you know, on the promenade, and there can be like 15 of them, right? All disheveled, all like thin and gaunt looking, whatever it is, just like, you know, type of thing, and it's possibly drugs, and it's just so hard to bear. Then you see the other guys trying to make whatever money they can by carrying plastic bottles. They sell some big seawater to people who like use it, whatever it is, and they try to make, and then they come up to you, sorry sir, sorry this, sorry, you know, in this very sort of, and it's so heartbreaking to see. And it's terrible because you see them coming at you, like when they see you, they're like and I try and put in my own mind to like sort of put some kind of auric field around me that repels them, you know, that just says shop is closed here, okay, because it's just too, they're one or two of the guys that I know and I give some cash to, whatever, but like there's just too many and it's just too despairing. I mean, I once was, when I was visiting the city, I hired a bicycle and I was driving on the promenade, and the chain came off the bicycle and I couldn't ride anymore. And as soon as the chain stopped, I had this probably about an 8-year-old, maybe 10-year-old girl running up to me, and an Indian girl, and saying, please sir, will you buy these tickets, whatever it is, because we need a place to stay. And she's starting to like, and my mother, and it was like so hectic. And I gave her, you know, a couple of bucks. I said, just, but I mean, you know, she was like, I was like a wounded, you know, in shark infested water. You know, as soon as you see like either you're not running or you're not walking very fast, or like, you know, you're stopping, you're thinking, then they catch you. Waiting for that opportunity to catch you. So it's like, and this girl, I mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And there's plenty of people that will hold their children in beg or send their children to beg, and, you know, whatever it is. And it's heartbreaking. Another thing for myself was that I was walking on the beach and there was these massive storms here, and I don't have a camera on my cell phone, but if I did, I would show you folks what was happening on the beach. So because it was a big storm, a whole lot of reeds and just plastic was washed up. But not just plastic, but like, it was absolute deodorant cans, and the glass deodorant with a little, you know, they get the glass with a little thing on top, the circle on top. Anything, folks, like a lot of plastic, combs, brushes, lipsticks, toothbrushes, obviously soda bottles, plenty of soda bottles, just plastic. And I'm not just talking about like one or two places, I'm talking about huge amounts of plastic, okay, and condoms, and, you know, condom papers, and that haven't been used, so, you know, like, but just, and ice cream wrappers, and a whole lot of just broken pieces, like a broken piece of a plastic lid top or something that's huge, pipes, pool pipes, anything plastic you can just about imagine was there, and it was in piles and for kilometers, folks. I'm saying you could walk and walk and walk and walk, and it doesn't end. You just see all this trash. It was so hard sort to see, and like all these milkshake bottles and really like a lot of so much trash items, like half a Barbie, you know, type of thing, doll thing, whatever, just like razors, women's razors, and whatever, plastic ones, and it's just so hard sort to see, like what the sea just spits out. But obviously it's going to take it all back in. And not only that, but like everybody on the beach, we're just sort of going around, stepping over the stuff. They were still taking selfies of themselves, whatever it is. Here's a culture. There's a certain culture here in South Africa where it's like they're selfie obsessed. That's another story. But like standing on the trash and just taking selfies, and and like people are just oblivious to it. And I thought to myself, maybe I should get a bag and start cleaning up and whatever it was. But I was detecting, and I thought to myself, what did I even do with the bag? I mean, not only that, but it probably wouldn't even be picked up and taken to the dump, you know. And I thought about the dump. It's like, well, we never really get rid of this stuff anyways. This type of plastic, I don't know if it's recyclable. I'm sure some of it is, but it's not always recyclable. So I thought to myself, I wasn't trying to justify it for myself. It was just nothing that I could really do. And I thought to myself, imagine I said to the homeless guys, I'll pay you all like 20 Rand, which is not much money, and see how much garbage you could pick up. But I mean, I don't know, I'm like everybody else. It's not my problem. No, it's not my problem. How much time have I been speaking? Yeah, and so it's like it's too much, it's too chaotic, it's out of my hands, and so like that's just something is absolutely heartbreaking. And I was detecting on the beach, and this guy came up to me, and people asked me about, well, like, what are you looking for? I mean, it's pretty obvious what I'm looking for, but I know some people don't know. And I said to them, yeah, the beach is a mess, eh? And they're like, yeah. It's like, and I was just saying, I mean, obviously they didn't feel as deeply as I did about all this trash and what are we doing to the planet and then how we are. And so that's the thing, is that like it's not my party, it's not my game. I don't want to know of this world, of this matrix world. They're not my family, these people. They, in their spirit, yes, but like in their ego and whatever it is, there was other guys, like just terrible guys. I saw this one guy, this huge fat stomach, and his shirt was like, his stomach was sticking out and whatever it is, and he's just walking on the beach and he's eating this big sandwich, like shoving it in his face, and he's drinking this, it wasn't like a type of Red Bull type of thing, and he's just like, and so I can't relate to these people. I can't relate to this world. And like I said, it beats me every time. It just beats me every time. And I leave the house, I come back and I'm sullen and I'm despaired and I try and and what can I do? And when I read the newspaper, it's even more despairing, like the local newspaper. I like to kind of know what's going on, but this is not my tribe. This is not my planet anymore, in a way, so to speak. I mean, in a sense, I don't feel safe here. I don't feel like it's an honourable place. It's an inhospitable place. It's a gringy, dirty, ugly, manipulative, dog-eat-dog type of hellish world. I'm afraid to say. I'm not talking about the nature, heaven forbid. I'm not talking about the dynamics of life and birth and sunset and rain and insects and the ethereal parts of all of it, and how what it once was in its original nature. But it's not a place for heartfelt individuals, really, for a very long time. I'm sorry to say. I think we're really outgrowing it. I think we're really, really outgrowing it. And why shouldn't we? Absolutely, why shouldn't we? So yes, on the one hand, of course, there's the beauty in it. There's no question about it. And there's the magic and the mystery in this existence, which I try and keep so close to my heart a lot of the time. But like again, this world just rips that away from me because it just shows me such a helpless system and such a lost system. And it's the main vein. It's the main narrative on this planet. It's not kindness and sensitivity and integrity and whatever it is. It's not. I mean, the other day I was forced in front of a television. I had to sit in a waiting room. The television was on, and they had this music television. It was like 12 o'clock in the day, and it was so ghastly. I mean, the man was just basically counting all his dollar bills, right, the whole time, and like throwing them up in the air. And women in the background were just twerking all the time. And then they would get on the floor and they would start humping the floor. And he would just throw the dollar bills at them. I couldn't hear what the music was, thank goodness. And himself, he hasn't got a shirt on. He's got his boxers up to his waist, or whatever it is, and his pants are almost falling off. And he's like got gold teeth, and like this is midday. And these women, I mean, the way that they're twerking, they're wearing like thongs and G-strings and what. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, what the hell? You must ask what kind of waiting room I was in, but it was a barber shop, really, in a sense. So. But like, I mean, it wasn't really Anyways, folks, I don't want to continue so long, but like, it's a foreign world, and when I make these videos, I don't feel so alone or foreign or isolated, and it is. I just wanted to share that because I know so many of you must be battling every single day. For majority of you, every single day. Maybe you have 1 or 2 days where it's easy because you're out in nature and you're away from it all. But as soon as you get into this narrative and the story, There's no question about it. It's going to rock you. It's going to rock you. You know, and it's going to continuously rocking you, and it's almost like, well, I don't want to be numb from it, because to be rocked, to be alive is one of my skills, one of my blessings, one of my, you know, beauty about me, one of my truths about me. So I need to endure what's going on and taking place without switching off. And obviously not being too open and raw about it is obviously a balance, but to appreciate the disaster of the world that we live in, and to know that that perhaps, I don't know, with the potential something going on a spiritual level, perhaps we will part from this planet and leave for the stars, metaphorically speaking, as Terence McKenna would say. Something or other, something's got to give, folks. Something's got to give, you know, and it will give. I don't know how much time I have left here. It will give eventually, and you know, we got to be patient. It's not in our terms, and it will happen when it needs to happen, and we just need to ride out the storm. Continuously riding out the storm. I thought I had finished riding out the storm in 2012. Now it's 7 years later. You know, I mean, maybe there's another 7 years to go. Who knows? Who knows? So I'll do perhaps another talk sometime in really being able to coexist in this world on a healthy, balanced and connected way of life and being. But how? I don't know. I've got to really think about that. I really got to think about that. Because this world is constantly trying to break you into pieces and turn you into a machine, make you give up all your hope, all your faith, all your integrity, all your meaning, everything. It's a vicious, tenacious, aggressive, brutal force that it just wants to, you know, pull you in and make you just another brick in the wall. It's intense, folks. It's a real, out there is a battle zone, it's a war zone. And again, it's not to be afraid of it, but to understand that it's time to address and bring out the warrior that's in. Absolutely, there's no question about it. Otherwise, what you're going to do? Hide under your bed, you know, for the rest of it all? It's not going to work either. You know, so we are more powerful and we have more strength than we absolutely could ever imagine. So let's just bear that in mind in the times that we're in, folks. With that, wishing you well, blessings and much love.